learn what it's like to write and illustrate your own children's book? Then this is the show for you. Hi, I'm Tanya Duncan Ellis, author of the Sophie Washington series and They Built Me for Freedom, with another episode of Write This, my author interview show. And today I'm pleased to welcome Nadia Fisher, who is an illustrator and author of an amazing new release at the COOKOUT and some other fabulous books. We're going to learn about her journey and what it's like to be an illustrator and author today. I see that she's joined me and I'm going to invite her on. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll have questions as well. So let me get her on here. Okay, we've got to get her on. Can't wait to... And she's here. Thank you guys who have tuned in. And if you've got any questions, add them in the comments. Hey, Nadia,
Hi,
how you doing?
how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to have you here, and congratulations on your new book.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yes, from the first time I saw the cover, I was very excited because I hadn't really seen a book about a cookout. And
Yeah,
so I'm so happy to see At the Cookout out. And I have a book coming next year that's set in a cookout. So
yeah,
I'm like, hey, I can do some marketing with you with your book too when mine comes out.
yeah, I'm excited for yours.
Yes. So tell us all about your journey. Where are you based? And how did you become interested in being a creative in the children's space? Tell us all about where you're from and how you got started.
Okay. So I'm from the DC area. I currently live in DC proper.
Hmm.
Um, Been here since I was probably 8, I think. Um, my dad's from DC. And let's see, how did I get involved? I don't know. I've been drawing my whole life. Took a break, from college and grad school and that. Then, but it's always been a passion of mine, and I've always gravitated towards, I guess, more like Disney style, like for kids, so art for kids.
Right. I
And
love your illustrations.
oh, thank you.
Mhm.
When my daughter was born, you know, I would take her to the library, and I saw there weren't that many um, books that represented her, I guess, like just diverse books and books also that reflected her interests. So I said, well, let me try drawing stuff for her. And so I posted my art, and then just more and more, we were going to the library more and more, and I was more inspired. So I figured, I was like, hey, I want to learn how to draw for kids' books and eventually also share stories that I have so that, kids can feel seen and represented and stuff.
That is really cool. So, did you study art in school, or is it just something you enjoy doing on your own?
Yeah, no, I didn't study it in school.
Yeah.
I went to school for something totally different, recovering lawyer. So,
Right. That is
yeah.
so neat. Because your book, The Spirit of Justice, I know Malcolm Newsome, the one
Hmm.
of the authors of that one. So I wasn't really, I guess I pay more attention to the writers of the words,
Right.
but then I started looking at all your books and I'm like, oh, I know so many of these beautiful books that you've been involved with.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And that's cool to see. I don't draw very well, but I do love drawing. And I
Yeah.
just went to highlights and I always go, they have like an artist coop. And I
Right.
go in there and get in the supplies and play
Yes.
like I know what I'm
Yes.
doing. But
Right. I say
yeah,
go for it.
yes. Now
Yeah.
tell us about At the Cookout. How did that come about? That released yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Yay. Okay. Tell us all about that book.
Okay, so I got the idea a couple years ago. One of my cousins sent a picture of us at one of my aunt's cookouts. And I mean, we were teenagers and we're doing like cousin pose. I don't know. So it just took me back. I was like, oh, it was a million years ago. Um, and then I was listening to Summertime
Yeah.
by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And that took me back to when the song came out. Um, and just the time of like cookouts, and just family spending time together and just the memories that brought back. So I figured I wanted to write a book that captured that feeling. So um, maybe other people could be reminded about that. And also, if people are still carrying on the tradition, that kids be like, oh, look, I can relate to this.
Yes, I like. Now, do you have your book around there? Can we
I
see the
do.
cover?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, let's see that. It's so beautiful. I love that.
Thank
And-
you.
Yeah, and it does take you back to that feeling of family being together for the cookout and all of that.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
we don't have anything, I don't see too many books with cookout out right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I figured. I was like, wait, I don't want to do what everybody else has already
Yeah.
done. But, so, yeah.
Now, can you share a little bit about the storyline without telling? We got to buy the book to read the whole story, but tell
Yes.
us a little bit about what's going on.
So it's about Cece, a character in the middle, and she's going to the family's first cookout of the summer, where everybody's getting together, and she's super excited to see everyone, but especially her favorite cousin Chase. She can't find him, so she's searching all over the house and the alley and the yard and everything um, for him. And so I guess you go through different things that you might see at a cookout, like the
Ah,
playing and uncles and aunts or whoever are playing spades and like
oh
stuff like that.
yeah, oh yeah. I got to get
So,
Okay, that's a great way to get into that and then show everything that happens at the cookout. So that's cool.
hmm,
Yes. Now,
yeah,
this is your first author illustrated book, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so how was that process going into that after being solely the illustrator? Now you've got the whole process. How was that?
It was a learning experience. Just because I didn't realize how much input that we have as author illustrators, and even how maybe how much authors also have in general. But writing it, I mean, I just read so many books and tried to
Right.
find, mentor texts that I like the style of, and just lots of writing, having friends, other authors read it, encouraging me, and just like it was different because you have to create also a dummy
Mm.
as the author illustrator.
Oh, that's a lot of work. Yeah. Because what if they
Yeah.
don't like it? Yeah. Right.
And picking the font and the size and like everything, I didn't know like everything that went into it, but it was a lot of fun and hard
Right.
work, but it was I had a great team along the way to help.
Now I have a question. Did you write first or did you do drawings first, like when you started doing this?
For this one I wrote first.
Okay,
Um,
this is interesting to hear your side. Because when I'm writing, like when I write picture books, in my mind, I am thinking of the visuals and what the illustrator might do or what it might
right.
look like. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is really cool.
Yeah. For me, I could picture it. Like I pictured a kid running through everything, and I wanted to capture that also through the words. So I didn't draw it first, and I had a great friend who encouraged me to go ahead and draw because then, it might be easier to move things around or however the words might fit. Yeah.
This is so interesting. So you were a lawyer way
Hmm.
back when. So if you could have seen yourself now, when you were in law, do you think you could have even imagined what you're doing?
Um, kind of. I
Oh,
don't want to practice law. I'm more of a creative person.
right.
So I think the younger me would be proud.
That's good. And I think a lot of times, like I used to work as a journalist, I was
Hmm.
actually a business reporter at one time, way back when. I think we get in those kind of parallel type careers or something.
Right.
Yeah, because you don't know, can I make any money or do anything with this?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this is so cool.
Yeah.
So, what other projects are you looking in, or do you have other things going on now?
I'm writing, just trying to write another picture book, and then also I'm working on coming up with a pitch for a middle grade graphic novel. So,
Okay, right. And that's a big thing with the graphic novel.
yeah, it's pretty. daunting just to think about like how much work will go into it. But I'm excited about the story. So
Yeah, that is really cool because I'm working on something it's not announced. It's a graphic project,
yeah.
but it is like the visual. And for me, because I can't draw anything, I just get clip art and images and
Hmm.
things.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. And then there's not a lot of set frameworks to follow
Right.
because everybody does things differently. So it's really interesting.
Yeah. Just play with it, and explore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, what are your suggestions for people interested, illustrators that want to start writing? Do you
Hmm.
have suggestions for them? What kind of things would you recommend they do?
Um, Read lots of books that
Yes.
they're interested in, like the types of books that they're interested in writing and illustrating, just so that they can get an idea of what's out there, the different styles. There's just so much to explore, but yeah, definitely just write, just try it, like write and see what works. There are lots of courses too that help, um,
Mhm.
but reading, I think, is like really instrumental.
And then with your drawing, how do you keep up with your craft with that? What kind of things do illustrators do?
Yeah. For me, I try doing like a warm up drawing every day, so I'm still practicing and still and just drawing for myself.
Hmm,
Um, so
this is
that
interesting to me. Okay.
it's a little different than when you're on a project. You become just I don't know, you dive into it, and so that's all that you're doing for a little while. But
So how long does it take, like with at the cookout, how long did it take for the illustrations?
let's see, I think I had about 4 months to get it mostly done. And then I had a few months after that to make sure that I liked everything we did. Because you have to go
This is
and have
interesting.
everything ready for whenever the publisher does their launch, their marketing
Hmm.
meeting and stuff like that. So
So do you go to the part, like how did you do you look at other pictures? What do you do to draw everything?
for reference, some stuff I can picture, and then otherwise I'm just looking on the internet for maybe certain poses or like houses in DC. I was trying to get some of the row houses, and there's so many different architectural styles in DC. I was trying to do a mix between my grandmother's house and mine.
This
The
is neat.
colors are different, so I had a ton of pictures. I went outside, look, and took pictures too.
Yeah, because your
I'll
illustrations have bright, vibrant. I love the colors you use.
thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
I wear black all the time, but I like to illustrate like bright
Ah,
colors.
that's
I love them.
funny. The book pops when you hold it up. See the book?
Exactly.
That is interesting.
It's my
Wow.
art. Yeah.
Now, here's the question I have for you.
Yeah.
So, when, as a writer, like when I have my editor, they look for illustrators.
Hmm.
How does that work on your end? Do they show you books, or how does that work when you're choosing projects to work on?
The publishers usually, the editors reach out to my agent, who passes that along to me, and there's usually the manuscript involved, and just general information about the project. So if it, I feel like it's something that I can um, honor and bring to life, like in a
Mhm.
great way, then I take it on.
Oh, that's cool. Now,
Yeah.
have you ever rejected anything? You don't have to say the names, but do you ever say, no, I don't want that?
I have, and sometimes it's just like the scheduling or the money. So,
Oh, okay, this is interesting. And
mhm.
I want to tell you at my church here in Houston, your book, The Spirit of Justice, they've had that out. We have a bookstore and they've
Oh,
had that out in the front in there.
oh,
So,
I love that. That's
yeah, so that's
awesome.
nice. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. So they really liked it because they, displayed it out for several months.
I'm Jamar Tisby and Malcolm Newsome. did such a great job. Like I was drawn to the text immediately. So I'm so glad that it's out there.
That's cool. But I can't wait for the cookout because this weekend I'm going to a reading at Kindred Stories here in Houston. So I got to pick
Hmm.
up my copy of At the Cookout because I'm sure they'll
Oh,
have it in there. So I'm so excited.
oh, I'm so glad. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So you're working, you said on middle grade. So that'll be strictly writing then. So you really
Middle,
need
it's
to.
graphic novel.
Oh,
So
yeah, you told me that. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
no, it's a pitch, so I have to still sell it, but
Right.
hopefully it gets picked up. Yeah.
Yay, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay, so let me see if there's other questions. Are there any common questions that illustrators or aspiring author illustrators ask you when you come in at or think people might want to know about? It seems like a lot of illustrators now want to do both, right? And
Hmm.
illustrate. Is that a big trend that you're seeing?
Um, I don't know. I think if people have the story and they're illustrators, then they do go for it, and I think that's great. I'm trying to think of what questions. There are always questions, but I guess I don't know. For me, it's just practice. I'll say that when I got back into drawing after taking like a 20-year break, um, that I didn't like drawing people. I thought I was horrible at it. And then I also didn't have my own style. So I made it a goal. I wanted to draw people because I wanted kids to feel represented.
Mhm.
So I drew every day. Like I did a 100-day challenge of like portraits and stuff so I could figure out how to do it in my own style that for kids. So just practice, and if you don't think you're good at something, just practice and see that if it comes to you.
Yeah, this is really fascinating to me to see the side, because even for me with writing, I love poetry and different things, and I
Mhm.
just kept taking classes and
Yeah.
learning different
Yeah.
things. Even when I was intimidated, you write on
Mhm.
different styles or whatever. So
Yeah,
this is very interesting.
absolutely.
Yay. And what is your family's reaction to all that you've been doing?
Oh, they're excited. I mean, they're always encouraging. So
Yeah, this is
it's
so
nice to see.
cool.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess graphic is a new realm for you moving into. What about, I've heard a lot of illustrators say it hurts with your hands and things. How is that? And how do you take care of yourself physically with the work that you're doing?
Yeah. So for me, it's my back because I'm always, like hunched over writing or
Right.
drawing. Um, breaks, forcing myself, reminding myself to take breaks, especially this is more so when I'm on projects.
Okay.
Because I don't even know how much I work, but it's like day and night, especially.
Right. And then when you get into it, you really get immersed into whatever you're doing. Yeah. And you want
Yeah.
to get it done and you're just going, going, going.
Right. So, and
Yeah.
I neglect myself a lot. But I love taking walks. So I say, okay, I need to walk. I need to go for a walk. Um, and just also, like, at some point, my eyes can't see
Right.
anymore. So,
So
yeah,
this
just take breaks.
Right. This is very interesting to me to hear. I've talked to some illustrators, and one I talked to when he was doing a project, he like one was set in a specific time period. He would
Mhm.
watch movies and do
Yeah.
different things like that to get in the vibe of whatever he was drawing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the books that I've done. So for Daddy and Me Side by Side, um, with by Pierce Freeland. Like it was outdoors, and I looked up all of the pictures. I think he mentioned the park, and now I can't think of the name of it, but it's in North Carolina. And it just the landscape and the trees and so much greenery reminded me of like parks in the area.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would go outside and I'm like looking at all the trees and trying to find everything. But being outside was really um, that helped with that. Um, with I Am the Spirit of Justice, I had to take breaks because the topics were heavy.
Yeah.
So it was really important, but yeah, I had to take breaks. And I was reading other books, Black history and Black resistance, picture books also. So
Okay, yes, so you were really into it. Yeah, so that's interesting. So
Mhm.
it seems like that creative process from all sides is kind of similar in many ways.
I think so, yeah. Where you draw
Hmm.
inspiration and just try to, I think you get lost in the project. Like you just
Hmm.
become one with it, I guess.
Yeah, this is cool. This is
Yeah.
cool. Well, I am so happy to have this time to talk to you, Nadia, and I'm really excited for this book and all your upcoming projects and wish
Oh,
you all
thank
the
you.
best of luck with this. Yeah.
Thank you. And the same with you. I love your work.
You. Thank
And
you
I
so
think
much.
you gave, and I hope other people know, you did a 12 by 12 webinar,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and with They Built Me for Freedom. And it was really inspiring. And I learned a lot. So
Oh,
thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I hope we can kind of collaborate sometime with our books. And
Yeah, I would love that.
yeah, so I'm just happy to get to know you a little bit better in this time. Now,
Thank you.
where can people find you and buy your books? What are all the places they can get your books?
I think wherever books are sold are
Okay.
available online. They hopefully are in your local bookstore. If not, you can request it at the library, and you can go to my website, www.ariadelsole, it's my screen name, .com, and you'll find all of the books there.
Okay, and then I'm going to have a replay of this interview and it'll have her contact on there as well. So
Thank you.
thank you, Nadia. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please support Nadia, buy her books, review her books. She needs reviews online, so that helps her with her sales.
Yes, thank
And
you.
congratulations again on this release and looking forward to all your other work.
Thank you, and I can't wait for yours.
All right, thank you. Okay, well, we'll see you all next week for another episode of Write This. Thanks again for tuning in, and bye bye.
Bye.